Wow, a pond. I wonder what lives here.
I can see frogs, birds, and bugs.
I wonder what's living down inside the pond.
Let's take a look under the water and find out.
Wow, I've never seen the bottom of a pond before. There's so many amazing plants and animals. Let's make our own pond.
Great idea. Let's start our pond by adding rocks. Tap on the book if you want to hear about the things you can add to the pond.
Great! Now there's lots of places for the animals to live and hide. Let's keep going.
Underwater plants. Floating plants.
Ooh! Now we get to pick a plant to add.
You can always use my book to hear more information.
When you are ready to place things in the pond, tap the book again to close it. Drag something into the pond. Underwater plants will help feed lots of pond animals. I wonder who will eat them. Let's look around. Wow, this is so interesting. Let's keep going. Now we get to add animals to the pond. Ponds need lots of different plants and animals to stay healthy. Let's pick one and see what happens.
Worm. Snail. Pond worms help keep a pond clean and healthy by eating small bits in the water. Pond snails are like the ones on land, but they can live underwater. Pond worms are food for lots of animals, especially small ones.
Snails have shells to protect them. I wonder what other creatures have shells.
I noticed that each time we chew something, the pond changes.
Look, we're going up. I wonder what we'll discover.
Different creatures live here, in the middle of the pond.
I wonder what they are and what they eat.
Mayfly larva. Tadpole. This larva is a baby mayfly. It will grow up to have wings and fly around the surface of the pond. Tadpoles will grow and change to become frogs.
Wow, I wonder how many tadpoles are here. Count how many you see. We could take a closer look at the plants and animals in the pond with this magnifying glass.
I notice a tadpole is changing and growing legs. It's becoming a frog. What do you notice? The snail can hide in its shell to protect itself from other animals. Mayfly larva. Mosquito larva. Mosquito larvae grow up to be small flying insects. Adult mosquitoes are important food for frogs, fish, and birds. Mosquito larvae grow up to be small flying insects.
Young mosquitoes are very tiny. I wonder which is smaller, these or the little wiggly worms.
Mayfly larva. Caddisfly larva. This larva is a baby caddisfly. Some fish eat the caddisflies. Mayflies are important food for many fish. This larva is a baby mayfly.
Mayflies have 3 tails that make them easy to spot. How many mayflies do you see?
I noticed that mayfly larva has 2 tails to help it swim in different directions. What do you notice?
This frog is the grown-up of the tadpole we added.
The mosquito larva has tiny little brushes on their mouths. These help it catch its food. What do you notice? It looks like tadpole bodies are just a head and tail. I wonder how the body parts will change as it grows into a frog. I noticed that this frog has green skin, covered in spots. Do you think that helps it hide?
Now we're near the pond's surface. I wonder how the animals will be different here.
Northern pike, red-spotted newt. Pikefish are big and eat other fish and frogs. Newts live in the water and on land, like frogs.
Newts have interesting features that make them look a little like a frog and a little like a lizard.
I noticed that newts have 4 legs with little toes. I wonder what they use their toes for. I noticed a tadpole is changing and growing legs. It's becoming a frog. What do you notice? I noticed the newt's skin is bumpy. Northern pike, pumpkin seed sunfish. The pattern on the pumpkin seed fish helps it hide because it looks like sunlight on the pond. Pike hide in the plants to wait for food to catch. Pike hide in the plants to wait for food to catch. Pikefish are big and eat other fish and frogs.
Whoa, look at the size of them.
I can see hairy parts on the side of the mayfly larva. These are gills that help it breathe underwater. Pumpkin seed sunfish, spotted bass.
These little fish have lots of fun colors. What do you notice about the colors of the animals in the pond?
Look at that bright orange spot. That is a special mark on the pumpkin seed fish.
This mayfly is the grown-up of the larva we added.
I noticed the mosquito has a long body with 6 legs and wings. What do you notice? The mayfly has 2 sets of wings. I notice one set is much smaller than the other. What do you notice?
We've reached the top.
I wonder what new things we'll discover. Heron, kingfisher. Great blue herons are wading birds. That means they stand in the shallow water looking for food. Kingfishers are colorful little birds who are great at, well, fishing.
Kingfishers have pointy beaks that help them go fast when they dive into the water.
I noticed the kingfisher has a long and pointy beak. This helps it get its food. What do you notice? The mosquito larva breathes through something that looks like a straw on the end of its body. It sticks out of the water like a little snorkel. Mallard duck, painted turtle. Painted turtles look for their food along the bottom and edges of the pond. Mallards eat by dipping their head into the water along the surface and will go to the bottom of the pond to find food.
The painted turtle's shell protects it. Can you describe the pattern on its shell?
I notice the turtle's shell has lines making shapes on it. What do you notice? Heron, mallard duck.
Mallard ducks like the pond for bathing and finding food.
Boy mallards have a bright green head and a bright yellow bill. What else do you notice?
We finished our pond.
That was so cool. Let's keep exploring.
You can keep exploring, or you can make another pond. Do you want to start a new pond?
It looks like tadpole bodies are just a head and tail. I wonder how the body parts will change as it grows into a frog.
Tap this button to look at the creatures you've discovered. Look at all the living things you've discovered. Tap on them to learn more.
Frog.
Look at all the living things you've discovered.
Painted turtle.
Look at all the living things you've discovered.
Mayfly.
Look at all the living things you've discovered. Tap on them to learn more.
Pumpkin seed sunfish.
Look at all the living things you've discovered.